Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, February 20th, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are trading lower by about a half a point. Not really that big a deal. There was just some economic news released a few minutes ago. It looks like U.S. housing starts declined by 8.5% in the month of January. Housing starts also fell to 890,000 rate from 973,000, and building permits rise 1.8%. So again, little economic data out there. Markets don't seem to be affected too much by it. Markets are really just holding steady Eddie for the most part, from what I can tell. So again, we'll see how this plays out going on throughout the day. Today you do have some more economic data scheduled to be released a little bit later in the session. You will see, I believe we're going to have, well, we also had PPI this morning too, but that doesn't seem to be moving the markets at all. You're going to have the Fed minutes, I believe, will be issued from January at 2 o'clock. So you're going to have to watch for that. That could be a little bit of a mover. I know a lot of people are talking about that will affect the gold trade. Gold is down this morning, and we'll get into that in a moment. I'm just looking to see if there's any other economic news. The European markets are pretty much flat this morning, not really that big a deal. You do have Italy and Spain down a little bit. German DAX is up a little bit. FTSE 100 is up about 0.4%. They did have better job report released this morning. So this is what we're dealing with right now this morning, and we'll just take it slow. Again, really an unchanged market here. Markets really just look to be a little bit in stall mode for the most part, but we'll see if the economic news does affect the markets. Right now, futures are down about 1 point before the opening bell. A couple of other things to go over quickly. Last night in the Asian markets, you did have the Nikkei 225 tick up about 0.8%. The Shanghai index down about 0.6%. So again, this is what we're looking at. I don't think we're going to see any major activity in the Chinese ADRs, but a couple of them are running already. Sina Corp looks to be catching a big bid this morning. You'll see that stock rallying up pretty sharply. How much upside is left in this is really unsure yet, but nonetheless, it is a pretty good little gap up this morning. I don't know the news on Sina specifically, but that is one Chinese ADR that is catching a bid. So sometimes if one runs, they all may run. But you have to check out the news and the reason for it. A couple of other things I want to get into this morning. Let's talk about gold. Gold has been in the doghouse lately, selling off pretty sharply, down another $11 today to $1,593 an ounce. If we take a look at the GLD, which is what we'll do right now, you'll see this is trading around 154 and a quarter. Gold is a little bit oversold here, so I would not be getting bearish on gold. I'm not saying it can't trickle down a little bit more. That certainly is possible. But I think it's kind of baked into the cake already. It's already had a big sell-off. So a little lower, that would be about it. I don't think it's going to have any massive decline. But, hey, you never know. Let's take a look at oil this morning. Light sweet crude is down just 5 cents to $96.58 a barrel. So whenever you see light sweet crude basically flat like this, that means gasoline prices at the pump will probably remain pretty stable or even trickle a little bit higher. Right now, no problems that I'm seeing with the USO at the moment. Also, it's important to keep an eye on the US dollar index, which is trickling up a little bit, up 13 cents before the opening bell. Now pulling back a little bit. If the dollar pulls back and goes down, that's a catalyst for oil to go higher. So traders got to keep that in mind. The dollar is very important when it comes to the price of gasoline, the price of oil. And in fact, I think it's the most important factor out there, point blank. So again, traders should watch for that, at least in the near term. A lot of traders are talking about Michael Kors this morning. I'm not exactly sure what the news was, but the stock yesterday finished at a 52-week high. This morning it's trading down a little bit, right to around the $63 level, $63.40. Closed at $64.85. There's not much you want to do with this one here. There'll be a little bit of support if it gets down there around the $58 area, and then much more a lot lower, around 54 bucks, and then 52.75. But that's what I'm seeing right now. So I would not be a buyer of Michael Kors here at all. This looks like a fairly decent, strong gap down, but it's not that big of a sell-off, at least not yet. The stock will need to take out the 61 level. Once it takes out 61, that's where this stock could really accelerate to the downside. But right now, the stock has not done that, so it's just a mild pullback in the meantime. So I think traders should watch for that. This stock has become very, very popular as of late. They just went public not that long ago, I guess in late 2000, December of 2011. So that's what I'm seeing here for the most part. I'm just checking my notes to see if there's really anything else. Nothing else that I'm really seeing here at the moment. But please remember that FOMC minutes report will be released at 2 p.m. So we'll see what they put in the minutes, what they had to say from last month. I don't know if it's going to be a market mover or not, but it's still an important report. You're going to have to watch that. Keep an eye on the home builders today. Okay, Toll Brothers reported earnings today. Stock is bouncing up pretty nicely off the morning lows, but they did not hit analyst expectations. So you want to watch Toll Brothers. Right now, the stock still looks fine. There doesn't seem to be any real problems there. We do have about 6 or 7 gap plays this morning. They'll be released in the chat room right in about at 9 o'clock. So any of you want to come over and check out the chat room, come on over. Take a 7-day free trial. Get all of our morning gap plays there. All right. With that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and I will see you all on the charts. Take care, everybody.